Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy Bish. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. So happy to have you here today, and I hope that you've enjoyed a wonderful Christmas or Boxing Day, wherever you are. And for here in Australia, it's Boxing Day, and I couldn't be more delighted that we're getting together to do a Tracy's Sunday Challenge on Boxing Day. So wherever you are, I hope that you've had a really relaxing and beautiful Christmas, and you've enjoyed some family and friends, and you've had a wonderful time, and it's been relaxing for you wherever you are. For me, I am so excited for today's challenge. It's a sketch challenge. I'm going to pop the sketch up here now for you, and I'm so excited because we are using a new stamp set from the Stampin' Up Occasions catalogue that comes out next month. Now it's called In the Moment. Let me bring in that beautiful stamp set. It's great for colouring. I love the images and the fonts in our sentiments. So this is going to be a great one to use, and I'm sure you will see a lot of this stamp set in the near future. Okay, so I've also used a really beautiful colour combo for this card. So let me show you the card really quickly. This one here. Isn't it gorgeous? I've used quite a few new products from the Occasions catalogue in this. And so let's get started with it. I just love the sketch for this card, and I really love how the cards turned out as well. So we're using a few new products from the new mini catalogue In the Moment stamp set. We also have the iridescent rhinestones, absolutely gorgeous, and a new embossing folder. This is the gingham embossing folder. Now the mini catalogue will be available for customers on the 4th of January. It's available to Stampin' Up demonstrators right now. If you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator or you would like to join, you can get those new products in your starter kit, and I cannot wait for just a few more days until the new catalogue goes live. So the colours that we're using in this colour combo, we have Polished Pink, Fresh Freesia, Mango Melody, and I've got Sahara Sand in there for that little puppy dog, as well as Petal Pink for the face and hands region. So we have Polished Pink card base. I'm using shimmery white cardstock to do our watercolour feature in the background. We've got basic white for the inside of our card, and I've used the circular layering dies as well to cut that little circle out. So I'm just bringing in my water painters, and we're smushing the ink pads together. With the new ink pads, they're not as easy to get a little bit of ink in the lid, but you can use re-inker as well. Okay, so I've got a little bit in my lid of my stamp set, or my ink pad. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my shimmering white cardstock. You don't want to add too much, it will peel if you have too much water on it. And then I'm just going to layer that colour over the top. What's really great about the shimmery white cardstock is it has a shimmer in it. It's really, really pretty. So I have popped the Fresh Freesia up the top. We've got Mango Melody off to the bottom, and then we're going to put Polished Pink on the center. Now, just to clear off any ink in that brush, all you need to do is just wipe it on a rag, a baby wipe, anything you have, it'll come straight out for you. So we're just putting in the next one here. Now I will put this off to the side to let it dry. It won't take too long depending on how much water you do put on it, but you can always hit it with the heat tool if need be. And I'm sort of going over the other two colours there so they blend a little bit together. You don't want them to stand out, that there's a definite line in between the two. Okay, so we have our little circle here. We're going to, you could use any one of those images. We've gone with the little girl or the lady who is reading with her puppy dog right near her. I'm using Versamark ink to ink that stamp up, and then I'm going to bring in the black embossing powder. I love embossing, and when you're doing a little bit of either using blender pens or water painters, embossing is a great way to keep that colour inside the lines. It really does sort of pull off a little bit from going outside the lines, so it's really fantastic to do. If you have any excess powder there like I have there, I'm just using a paintbrush. I actually need a new paintbrush because that one does not brush off very well. So we have the heat tool here. I've just popped it onto setting 2 and I'm placing it over until that powder melts and it becomes really nice and glossy, and that black embossing powder is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to start bringing in our blender pen and our colours. So I'm using the 3 colours, Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink and Mango Melody again. And I've sped this right up because all I'm doing is grabbing a little bit of colour with the blender pen. There is like an alcohol mixture in that pen and that helps to distribute that ink. So I'm just picking up a little bit of ink, moving it around on the paper. And I want to get a nice light version on there, so I'm sort of giving shadows with the blender pen as well. So we have the book, the socks and her mug in the Mango Melody. Fresh Freesia I'm using for all her bedding in the background. We're going to pop her, well, it looks like tracky ducks to me, and a jumper. Or pyjamas, I'm not really sure, but we're using Polished Pink for those, for her nightwear. And then we have that gorgeous little puppy dog. I'm using Sahara Sand for that. I wanted him to be a little bit lighter in colour without being too in your face. And I also have her hair using that same colour. So as you can see, I'm adding a little bit of colour as well as leaving it a little bit light. So I'm coming in with her hair. I wanted it to be darker than her puppy, so you can see I'm adding a little bit darker features on the ears, the nose and around his legs, and then coming in and doing a little bit lighter around his body. So you can play around with the blender pens to create light and dark images. If you don't like this, you can stamp your image in Memento Tuxedo black ink and then go in there with the stamping blends. That works just as well. So it's whatever you prefer. And there's also, you could use the watercolor pencils, there's so many different things that you could use, so you're not restricted in any way. Now if you're in need of any of the Stampin' Up supplies that I'm using on today's card and you would like to purchase them, you can purchase them in my online store. I do have clickable links in the description of this video, and if you use the hostess code for this month, you will actually get a few different deals. We have a handmade card that I send out every month, which is a different one, and I also have a bundle tutorial which is packed full of wonderful ideas for cards. And yeah, I absolutely love to look after my customers, so if you are in need of anything, you can have a look and purchase over there, and I would so appreciate your business because it'll help me to bring more videos to you. So once we've finished coloured in, I've just added a little bit of tear and tape on the background. We have the Polished Pink open weave ribbon. This is gorgeous, I love it. It comes in all the ink colours and you can get them as well. So we're going to bring in some dimensionals, pop some on the back, and I tend to put probably more than I need to, but you know, you can never be too careful with making sure that your card gets there. So before we go and pop that down, we want to run the card base, the top layer of the card base, through that gingham embossing folder. This is a brand new one, so I'm just going to do that off camera with my cut and emboss machine. If you don't have any embossing folders, highly recommend this one. It's really, really pretty, and yeah, you are going to need some embossing folders because it creates a lot of great texture on your cards. So my shimmery white cardstock wasn't quite dry, so I've brought in my heat tool just to make sure that it's fully dry before popping it down. And what you want to do is you want to actually heat up the back of your cardstock as well. That'll help some of that warping. You're going to get warping just because you've added water, but it will take some of that warping out by heating the opposite side. So I'm using tear and tape because there is a little bit of bumps to that, and yeah, it just makes it easier. So we're going to put this circle down on that piece of vellum, and doesn't this just super make it nice and soft and subtle? It's just gorgeous. Because you're going to see through the vellum, we're just placing some tear and tape on the back of that circle, so you're not going to see through, and it gives it really good strong hold down onto that shimmery white cardstock as well. So once we have that down, I do have to put the iridescent rhinestones in, but I'm pretty sure I work on the inside of the card. Yep. Okay, so I have my basic white insert, I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo black ink and stamp that down on the bottom part of the card. Now you could colour this one into the same or just colour in a few different spots if you would like. I've actually left mine completely plain. So these iridescent rhinestones have two different sizes. You're getting a ton in each sheet, so you're going to get plenty to use on your cards. So I've just popped 3 down. I'm going to use some liquid adhesive for the center of the card, and doesn't that look gorgeous? I just love this card. Now if you would like to join in this week's challenge, please do. All you need to do is come over to my Facebook page and pop your card in the comments of that post. The challenge post should be pinned to the top of my Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I cannot wait to see what you all create with this week's challenge. Now, everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter if you don't have Stampin' Up products. Use whatever you have. Just follow the sketch and have a little bit of fun. It's always so great to see everyone's creativity coming together and seeing what everyone creates with it. So you can create your project, take a photo of it, and then come over to my Facebook page. This is linked in the description of this video, and then find the post with this challenge. You can pop your photo in the comments section of that post. Love to see what you create. All right, everyone, I'll be back with another video on Thursday at 5 p.m. It won't be live, it'll be a recorded one as we're all enjoying our little Christmas break. But I hope that you all come over and check that out and see what I create. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye-bye.